My friends, how are you? I hope you can hear me clearly, and do let me know that you can hear me clearly. I have a new setup, which I'm still experimenting with, and I hope you like it, but we can keep changing it and experimenting with it as well. So today, as I was rearranging the furniture, etc., I happened to glance at MetaHuman and decided to speak about reality, which is beyond constructs, meta reality, meta human. And Christy says, can hear you. Perfect. So I'm happy everyone can hear and we can progress. So meta human means beyond, meta means beyond, human means beyond the human conditioned mind that takes us to reality beyond conditioned mind. I know I keep speaking about this because true freedom, ultimate reality, is not in the mind. The mind is a modulation of something much deeper. So with that, what I want to do is talk about two things: existence beyond hope and despair, and then reality beyond symbols. Once again, existence beyond hope and despair, and then reality beyond all symbols. Eddie going says, lock him up. I think everybody's under lockdown anyway, but the biggest lockdown is the mental lockdown that Rumi speaks about. Why do you stay in prison when the door is wide open? Why do you stay in prison when the door is wide open? Well, because the prison is invisible and the door is invisible, and yet it's the strongest prison in the world that the conditioned mind is squeezed into. That leads to the idea that you are squeezed into the volume of a body and the span of a lifetime, which is actually the prison. Okay, now let's go into existence beyond hope and despair. So what is existence? Existence is anything that exists or seems to exist. Okay. Therefore, it includes everything. Okay. Stars exist. Trees exist, at least as experience. Your physical body exists. Your devices, Fitbit or whatever, they exist. Those books exist. And those paintings exist. They exist. So we include them as existence for now. But then thoughts exist, right? You can't deny that thoughts exist. So they're part of existence. Imagination exists. It's part of existence. Even though we can't see a physical form out there for the images in our mind, but they exist. And so images are part of existence. Thoughts are part of existence. Moods, emotions are part of existence. Ideas are part of existence. Theories are part of existence. Creativity, insight, inspiration. It's all part of existence, right? But some we say physical because it's hard, it's concrete, that's real existence. And then the other things we spoke about, thoughts, feelings, that's not real existence. That's just in the head. Well, it is existence. It's subtle existence. And as you'll see, and if you haven't already, that the subtle existence governs what we call the physical existence. We don't live our lives in the physical realm. Just Think about this. Most of your life, you live mentally. Most of your life. Very few people are totally embodied and experience physicality all the time. So it is a mental activity, the mind, and particularly the conditioned mind, which is conditioned by thousands of years of history, epigenetics, financial history, economic history, racial history, what do you call it? Religious history, mythical history, archetypal history, history. You are a product of history, but a moving product of history. And that historical conditioning is the world you and I experience. Collective conditioning, individual conditioning, group conditioning. So that is the reality that is being projected symbolically as existence. So everything that you perceive through your senses, particularly through your eyes, but actually any of the senses, anything that you perceive is a symbolic representation of a deeper reality. So, but the deeper reality includes all of existence represented symbolically. Now, if you understand this really crucial point is anything that you can see, experience through the senses, think about, conceptualize, imagine, conceive, whatever, anything that you can give a word to, a name to, a form to, or even without the form, any idea you have, that is a symbolic representation of reality. But existence includes everything: hope, despair, dread, enthusiasm. You can't have one without the other. Hope is a sign of despair, and despair is a sign that hope is available. They go together. Hope and dread go together. Ultimate reality is beyond that. Hope and despair are symbolic representations of mood. If you're feeling happy right now, I'm good about the future, which doesn't exist except in imagination, therefore it exists, then that's hope. If you're feeling depressed, that's despair. So what is being represented in every moment is a symbolic representation of that deeper existence, that deeper existence. Everything is contained in that. Okay. So are you hopeful? If you say yes, then there's some despair in the background, because you wouldn't need hope if there was no despair in the background. Are you in despair? Well, hope is available to you. Who are you? You're independent of both hope and despair, because you are existence itself with all its infinite modulations, which are all symbols. Symbols. Your body is a symbol, and it's a changing symbol. Those books are a symbol. Actually, the painting behind me, that's a tantric symbol. The painting that I'm pointing out to, that painting, that's a tantric symbol. So tantra, yantra, mantra go together. Tantra is ritual, mantra is sound, and yantra is visual representation. And when you understand that, then you see everything that you experience is symbolic. But you are not a symbol. You are the one that conceives, constructs, governs, and becomes all symbols. And every moment, who you are and your mood. And, if you go through a 24-hour period, you'll see fluctuating moods, so many moods. One moment happy, one moment despair, one moment pessimistic, one moment enthusiastic, one moment feeling loving, another moment feeling angry. Those are moods. Those are symbolically represented. Symbolically represented as the body, the changing mind, the changing scenery. That's all symbolic. And it's beyond hope and despair. And ultimate reality, who you are, is non-symbolic. Non-symbolic. Because as soon as it becomes symbolic, it's an impermanent manifestation, a finite manifestation of the infinite range of possibilities that you have access to as pure consciousness. Pure consciousness is ultimate reality. Call it what you want: Allah, God, Brahman, Atman, Ein Sof, the divine. It's pure awareness, which is constantly modulating itself into form and phenomena. And once you can transcend all symbols, then you find reality. And there are milestones to that. People suddenly feel free. They feel joyous. They feel unbounded. They feel love. They feel creativity. They feel joy. They feel enthusiasm. By the way, the word enthusiasm means to become one with theos, to become one with God. Enthusiasm. Similarly, inspiration means to be one with spirit. And so, who are we? We are that spirit, that oneness, that divine pure consciousness at all times, infinite possibilities, at all times unpredictable, at all times the source of attention and intention, at all times evolving, at all times self-regulating, at all times self-correlating, and at all times healing, because healing is ultimate homeostasis in pure stillness of pure being. So as we evolve to these non-symbolic states, and of course there are several levels of these non-symbolic states, we feel all those experiences I mentioned, but also there's a shift in memory, because we realize everything we experience is memory, and everything we experience is selective memory. So we have access to memory, but we're not victimized by memory. Similarly, we have access to all emotions, but we don't allow the emotions to overrule us. We choose the emotions that we want to experience based on the perceptual constructs that we create. So there's less drama, there's more love, there's more empathy, there's more compassion, there's more joy, there's more equanimity. Emotions change, memories change. One is comfortable with unpredictability, and one has access to creativity. And that's freedom. So why would you not want that? All you have to do is, every time you catch yourself caught up in a drama, remember that's a symbolic representation of your current mood. And you have exactly the opposite available to you, and everything in between. So if you recognize that, then you're already free. Okay, so I have said enough for today, and I have a bunch of things to do. But if you like this kind of conversation, what we can do is I can do it on weekends, and I can also include in the conversation some of your questions. So right now, I will take a moment to address your questions before I say goodbye to all of you. Okay, I'm now looking at your comments. And most of you are exactly agreeing, but so far I'm not seeing any major questions. So yes, you want these conversations every week, or at least every weekend, and I will make sure. But how about asking some questions that, how do we break the prison? First, you have to be aware that you're in a prison, right? You can only change things you're aware of. So anytime you're reacting, ask yourself, what is reacting? Is it the egoic mind that is reacting, or am I coming from a state of being? Okay, the highest intelligence, state of being. So a lot of questions, but how do you live in the moment without drama? Just ask yourself, am I participating in drama? And then let go and flow. If you ask yourself, by the way, am I living in a drama moment right now? Usually the answer will be yes, of course. So that moment, relax, smile, release the tense energy. I overthink a lot. What can I do to stop doing that? To try to stop overthinking is also overthinking, right? So feel your body, or feel your heart, or feel your breath, or focus on a color, or a form, or a sensation, or a sound, and that'll help. How to handle uncertainty. Embrace uncertainty. Without uncertainty, there is no creativity. Okay, the questions are becoming very frequent and fast, so I can't even keep up with them. So let me just randomly select one question just now. How do I break the drama from attaching to me at work? I have peace at home. It's at work. So at work, same principles. What am I observing? What am I feeling? What do I need right now? How do I request the fulfillment of the need? This is called conscious communication or nonviolent communication. So let me see anything more. Just randomly, I'll see what other question. Maybe. How can I send positive energy to somebody in need? Bring them into your awareness, into your heart, and feel the love. That's all. You don't have to send anything. Bring them in your awareness and then feel the love. Somebody asked a question about success. Let me answer that. How to handle narcissistic, egocentric parents. Not by telling them that you're egocentric and narcissistic, because that reaction also comes from a place of ego. Okay, that also. So you allow attention, affection, appreciation, acceptance. How can I excuse because I don't feel the vaccine is good for me? I'm 74, and how do you feel about it? That is positive. I've expressed myself about the vaccine, and you should make your own choice. I'm 74. I don't feel any distress about anything right now. So maybe you're asking the wrong person, but as far as I can tell, if you're 74, it will be a good idea to take it anyway, but make your choice. Okay. I have seen a lot of people suffer because they didn't get vaccinated. A lot of people in my youth. How to recognize the difference between the ego state and the state without ego. Anytime you feel fear, you're coming from ego. Anytime you feel love, you're coming from spirit. Anytime you feel threatened by uncertainty, you're coming from ego. Anytime you embrace uncertainty, which is creativity. Without uncertainty, there's no creativity. Then you're coming from being, and many other things. So when you feel resistance, anticipation, regret, that's all ego. When you let go and flow, that's spirit. And as I said, spirit is grace, all happening spontaneously. Is affirmation better than visualization? So images, thoughts, feelings, emotions, sensations, perceptions are all entangled. Any one of them influences all the others. Okay, my 15-year-old daughter, I'll do that, and then is dealing with an eating disorder. How can I help her? Eating disorders are because of distorted self-image. So one of the things you should do together with her is look into a mirror, look into your eyes and say, I'm beautiful just as I am. I'm adorable just as I am. I love myself exactly as I am. and look into your eyes, recognize the twinkle in your eyes, and believe that. And soon, by the way, there'll be VR and many other ways to actually deal with eating disorders. VR will be amazing, immersive dreamscapes, because when you see what you really look like, not how you think you look like, then you'll realize you're beautiful and your neural networks will respond. Okay, enough for today. I will continue these explorations with you in the near future. And in the meanwhile, keep your feet on the ground, keep reaching for the stars. And remember, if you're scared anytime, it's a symbol. If you feel pure love, it's reality. Thank you and have a wonderful day.